Chapter 24. Mary. Mary stepped back and regarded the space. It was amazing how different it looked. True to his word, Mr. Jones had packed up and left just a few weeks after Mr. Thompson's apology. Elizabeth had begun moving her dresses and supplies in a few days ago, and today they were putting on the final touches and holding a grand reopening. "It looks amazing, Elizabeth. It really does. I can't believe this is actually happening." "Well, you deserve it." Elizabeth smiled and shook her head. "No, we both do. I couldn't have done this without you." Mary wasn't sure that was true, but she appreciated her friend. "Shall we open the door then?" Elizabeth nodded and Mary opened the door, smiling at the women who had already begun to congregate outside. "Thank you for coming. Please come in and have a look around." Elizabeth had worked hard to have some new dresses made, and not only did they hang around the room on dress forms, but both she and Mary were wearing one as well. In addition, she'd created a set of shelves for all the different fabrics, an area for buttons and thread, and even an area where she could hold quilting bees in the future. The women filed in, but before the last one entered, little Willie Johnson came running up, excited and breathless. "They're here," he said, placing his hands on his knees and panting as he tried to catch his breath. "Who's here?" Mary asked. "The suffragettes. They just got off the coach and they're headed this way." "The suffragettes are coming here?" Elizabeth asked excitedly. Willie nodded. "Evidently, Mrs. Thompson met them at the station and told them they have to come and check out your store." Mary chuckled. Mrs. Thompson might have been a handful when they first met her, but after her husband's public apology, she had changed. She had suddenly begun volunteering in town, even helping Elizabeth move out of Mr. Brown's store and into this space. And she had become Elizabeth's best advertising, wearing the dresses Elizabeth had made her and telling everyone where they came from. "Thank you, Willie," Mary said. "Now go tell Mr. Brown I said you earned yourself a penny candy." The boy's eyes lit up and he dashed off. Mary knew Henry would get on her tonight at supper, but Willie was a good kid, and she had a soft spot in her heart for him. A moment later, Bertha came into view, proudly leading a group of 4 women down the street and to the shop. She smiled and waved at Mary. "And this, ladies, is the shop where I got my dress. The seamstress, Elizabeth Baxter, works wonders. And this is her assistant, Miss Mary Lockwood." "Pleasure to meet you," Mary said with a slight curtsy. Though she still felt like an imposter in this life some days, her acceptance from the townspeople helped, and wearing Elizabeth's creations always made her feel more important. "A pleasure to meet you as well," the first woman said. "My name is Clara Reynolds." She wore a fashionable bonnet and dress, but it was her shrewd eyes that caught Mary's attention. "This store is new, correct?" "Well, this building is," Mary said, "but Elizabeth has had the store for a few months. She rented a space in Mr. Brown's mercantile until just recently." "And there are no men involved at all?" Another woman spoke up. She was shorter than the first woman and had a mousier look about her. "No men work in the store, if that's what you mean, but Elizabeth is married, and it was her husband's encouragement that prompted her to open the store." "Amazing," Clara said. "We are always on the lookout for women-owned businesses, but it's not something we've seen a lot out west." "Not yet," Mary said, "but we're getting there. The railroad will be coming through soon, and then I think you'll see this town grow even more." "Indeed, I do believe you're right. Well, let's see what this place has to offer, shall we?" Clara entered the store, followed by the 3 other women. Mary could barely contain her joy as she watched the women's eyes light up as they studied the dresses. "The craftsmanship is divine," one woman said, and the others nodded their heads in agreement. Clara Reynolds approached Elizabeth, her eyes gleaming with admiration. "Your work is truly remarkable, Elizabeth, and not just the dresses. You are sending a message to all women with this store." Elizabeth blushed at the compliment. "Thank you, but I just like making women feel beautiful and valued." "Well, you've certainly achieved that," Clara replied. "We would like to grow our chapter here in Texas, and I feel like your shop would be the perfect place to hold meetings." "Would you be agreeable to that? We can pay a little rent for the space, but also share information about your store in our newsletters." "I would be honored," Elizabeth said. "Wonderful. We'll be in touch soon then," Clara said. And then, as quickly as they arrived, the suffragettes were gone. Mary and Elizabeth returned their attention to the rest of the women in the store, and neither took a break until all the women had been helped. "Well, I think that was a successful day," Mary said, as she helped put stray items back in place. "More than I even would have thought," Elizabeth said. She pulled a few dollars from the tray and handed them to Mary. "Thank you for your help. This store wouldn't be nearly as successful without you." "I agree," came a masculine voice from behind them. Mary turned to see Henry at the door. "Are you ready to head home for the evening?" "That depends. Is there anything you need me to do, Elizabeth?" "We're finished here. Go ahead, I'm about to head home as well," Elizabeth said with a smile. Mary bid her friend goodbye and then linked arms with Henry for the walk home. "I'm so happy for Elizabeth's success, but I must admit that I miss working the whole day with you." He grinned and patted her arm. "As do I, but we'll still see each other every day. In fact, I wanted to ask you something." "What's that?" Mary asked, her heart beating a little faster in her chest. "There's a dance happening soon, and I was hoping you would be my date." She smiled up at him, feeling truly happy for the first time she could remember. "I would be delighted to be your date for this dance and all the other ones after."